Hi everybody, and welcome to this very special, very dark European edition of pre-season. Yes, it's 1:14 a.m. in the morning, and I just want to do this broadcast in honour of all the European participants. It's about 25% of people who have signed up for the 30-day challenge this year are from Europe, and about another, I think, about 18% from Australia, rest of the world, that bit, and about 50% in the United States, which is why we tend to do these things in US time. So, but in honour of all things European, we are here at 1:14 a.m. So the 5 o'clock shadow is very good. So now, what I wanted to talk about in the serious section of this, and then we'll stop the recording and we'll just have a chat, was I wanted the thing, as we're in the T minus section. What are we talking about now? We're T minus 8 days. I don't want to do any math at the moment, given my evening. So I think we're about 8 days away from starting. And so there was one thing that you can be doing, which we touched on earlier in pre-season, but I really want you to ramp it up, and that is getting ideas. We're at the stage now where it's going to be really helpful for you to be able to get inspiration and have a whole bunch of potential ideas that you're going to be able to run through the market research process. Because I've got to say, the lab headed by Rob Somerville has come up with the most awesome market research process that we've ever done. It is just groundbreaking stuff. You will be able to do market research faster and better than you've ever been able to do before, which is a little bit of a bonus tidbit for you guys. It's no secret that 30-day challenges will be able to have access to the Market Samurai tool, which is awesome, and I've got to thank all the boys at Alliance, and in particular Eugene and Brent, for doing that, which is a bit of an announcement for you all too. So it's going to be a huge opportunity. You're going to be up and running extraordinarily quickly this year. We would often take about a week in market research. There's no need to do that anymore because of the process that Rob Somerville and his team have developed, and also with the great work of Eugene Ware and Brent and the team at Alliance. Between all of that group, the market research process is not only thorough, it's extremely fast. So I want you to have as many ideas as possible to effectively throw into this market research hopper, if that makes sense. And that is going to be a really key part of it. So the important thing, and I'll re-emphasize this, I've already talked about it once in pre-season, but I'll re-emphasize it. You really need to list ideas without judgment. Don't come up with an idea and think, oh no, nobody will do that. Oh, it's all, oh, that's rubbish. Nobody will ever want to do that. Who knows? Well, how do you know? I don't know. I certainly have no clue. Let the tools and the process decide what's a good and a bad idea. Your responsibility is just to come up with ideas. And it's amazing when you start to turn your mind to it, how all of a sudden stuff jumps out at you. Things and hobbies that people are starting to do. What's in the magazine racks at Barnes & Noble. Oh, hang on, we're in European edition. Waterstones and W.H. Smith. So, what are the things that jump out at you? Or even more subtle, just anything that you can do that. And I think, Tim Brennan, thank you, Tim, and great to have you live too, has put up a great link, which is a really brilliant thread on coming up with ideas, because it can be. Thank you, Ollie, for the German for the German version. I try to brush up on my bookstores everywhere, and I think that it's just look. I love idea generation. It's my favourite part. In fact, people have often asked what I do, and I often say to people that my job is to notice things. That's really all I do. And by noticing things, you can start to do that. And I think, like any muscle, like any process, anything that you do, the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you get. So just have your notepad there ready. You can see I've got my trusty Gary Halbert yellow legal pad there. Oh, please don't fast freeze that. That would. Yes, silly things I do with. I see you've got my schedule there, but you have something that you've got which you can carry with you. Your is that an iPhone in my pocket, or am I just glad to see you? Use your iPhone or whatever. I almost came into fisticuffs. Just as a quick aside, there was a guy at dinner, very nice guy that I hadn't met before, who was bagging the iPhone senseless. Well, that was a thing. Don't worry about the... I wouldn't worry about the pixelization, Lisa, because honestly, the way I look at the moment is not adding value to this discussion. I'll bump up the video quality for you, Lisa, but I don't think it's going to help. It was red rag to a bull, and you're up late, Bill, too. Gee whiz. Isn't it nice of the Aussies to reciprocate and stay up late, just as all of you Europeans do when you're watching? So well done. And again, the reason I look like Lego is because this is actually going up through a wireless connection. It may also have something to do with the fact that I just sat the iPhone on the antenna of the wireless connection, which is not smart. Now, I know that we've got quite a few US and Canadian people here, but this is our special European special. Make our European brothers and sisters feel loved. Very good there. There's plenty of places to get, and I think the other thing I want you to do when we're looking at pre-season is there are plenty of places, and we'll actually show you a whole bunch, to get ideas online. That sort of makes sense, right? I'd really love it for you to, get out into the real world, and inverted commas, real world, and try come up with ideas there, because as I've said many times before, in my experience and watching successful 30-day challenges over the past 4 years, the people who've come up with the best ideas, they're inspired or got the idea from something that they saw not on their computer, but a trend or something that they noticed outside. And I think that is a very cool thing to be doing. So that's what I really, if there's a little bit of homework that I can give you, as well as, and by the way, I should also say, I think by now there's a new lesson gone up too, which is all about video and how we use video in the 30-day challenge this year. So make sure you guys check that out as well. I think that is up. See you, Karen. Have fun. And so check that out as well. There's that new lesson. But the thing I want you to be able to do is check out pulse.ebay is a brilliant resource, Phil. It is excellent. Where's our new song, Phil? Don't want to put any pressure. It's like the Beatles' second album, but stop all that mankini nonsense and get us our song, which would be lovely. So that's what I wanted to, in the formal part of the show here, talk about. Was I meant to talk about it in Monday's show, and I didn't. So I was very keen to be able to use this opportunity to just record this and talk to you guys about it. So with that, I'm just going to finish up this part of the broadcast, and there'll be no break because I better run straight through or I'll probably fall asleep, and we'll do questions and answers, and we'll just have a general natter. So just give me a second. We'll see you all soon.